Okay, welcome everyone to another episode of website reviews. So, usually we would do what I am trying to do is website reviews for businesses affected greatly by the COVID pandemic, mainly hotels, travels, and restaurant businesses to help them increase their revenue through optimizing their web pages and the thought process of their visitors to their website. So, why do I want to do this? Because by improving the little of things, by optimizing the little of things, if you can increase your revenue, I'm also in a way helping Singapore by improving our economy, by improving the job economy, and when more Singaporeans are hired, it's my way of giving back to society. So, due to this GE 2020, we will not be doing business reviews for the next few episodes, but we'll be doing unbiased reviews of political websites because they are generally all the same, in my opinion. Businesses, they fight for revenue. Non-for-profit organizations like charities, etc., they fight for donations. And what does political websites fight for? They fight for voters. They fight for um, they fight for people. So, how do you fight for people? Let's say in the case of political websites, they in this modern era, in this digital age, websites have a major part to play in. So, not only is it important to craft messages to tell to your prospective voters, but it's also important to realize the medium in which you use to transmit this message to them. And in most cases, we are making terrible mistakes because one, we are not proficient in marketing. Two, we are too spread out by having too many sources of social media platform available to us. Let's say, for example, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, maybe you have IG, TikTok, websites, you have all these platforms, all these revenues. So, who is actually handling your platforms? Is it a person who's proficient in web design? Because web designers, they do things differently from, let's say, a marketer. So if it's a marketer, what is his job? If it's a web designer, what is his job? A designer's job is to make the website as beautiful and aesthetically pleasing to the eye as possible. A marketer's job is to fully and clearly transmit your message to the target audience. So today we will look at Workers' Party homepage, and let's take a look. So within the first 7 seconds of any website review, a visitor will ask themselves these three questions. Where am I? Am I in the right place? Am I in the right website? So let's take a look at this Workers' Party website. I can see the logo. I do not see any. Okay, I can see like one reference of Worker Party, but that's all. That's down at the bottom. There's a lot of blank space. As you can see, the Workers' Party logo is in the top left hand corner of the page. And what I would recommend is there's so many blank space up there, and it's a waste of space if you do not put you do anything with it. So what I would recommend is you putting Workers' Party. Just these two words is simple enough. Let people know that they are in the right place. Even for people who, I mean, there will certainly be people who doesn't know your logo, who doesn't know the hammer logo. So be clear about it. Provide clarity rather than just aesthetic design. Then secondly, I would say is there is no clear navigation links. I can see this thing over here, as you can see. So it's not really user friendly. I mean, you see, there are only few links here: news, candidates, donate, volunteer. So, would it be a bit easier for your website visitor if you put the links at this top part of the web page? I think that it will be better, in my opinion. So let's take a look at the next part of the website. So what they will also ask is, what can I do here? So for voters in this case, they would like to know more about you. They would like, if I'm a first time I'm a young person, or I'm someone who doesn't know Worker Party at all, what I want to know when I come to a website is, what can I do here? How can I know more about you, your policies, your beliefs, and um, just more about your organization? And can I do that here? Within these first 7 seconds, I don't see anything that tells me what can I do here. I mean, even though it says volunteer here, our candidates support us, but it's not really clear in the sense that I want to know more about you, but this first impression isn't telling me much. And the third and last question is, why you? They will say, would it be easier if I just cross this page and go to another party's page, another opposition or another political party page instead? So this is the medium, this is the platform, and even though your message is quite clear to me, I know Workers' Party, I've been following them, I know your message is quite clear, but the medium in which you use is not really exactly clear to me. Because I'm putting myself as a first time visitor to the website, doesn't know anything about Workers' Party, so these are the things that you should take note of. And there's this watch our campaign video link. What I would like to say is, visitors to web pages, they typically do not like to be directed to a third party page or even a third party app. There is, some websites, how they have these embedded links or embedded videos where they can just click on the video and it will just play on the website itself. Yeah, so what I recommend is, you have a portion with your campaign video, allow your visitor to the website to click on it and watch it directly without directing them to a third party website or a YouTube app. You do not want to direct them to this, because these are the little things that causes friction to your website, and visitors hate friction. So let's look at the next portion. It feels like these three boxes are very hastily made up, very it doesn't feel professional to me. It doesn't feel clear to me. It feels like three different people talking to me at the same time, and I do not know which one should I pay more focus on. And if you look at it, it feels like, wow, it's quite lengthy. Even though if you go by the word count, it's probably less than 50 words, but it feels, there's this psychological effect that it feels like, wow, every box is like 10 sentences. It's already giving me the feeling that, wow, sibei sian already. What I would recommend is, you do not want to rush these kind of things. A homepage is very important because you do not want to give them a psychological barrier to say no to you. Even in political websites, what you want is to build up the micro yeses, which lead to the ultimate yes. You get what I mean? So I would actually create a separate section, volunteer with us, our candidates, then support us. Put it into 3 sentences or less, and the rest of the important parts in bullet points. Bullet points easy to digest because we are only in, I believe it's only about halfway through the page. and you do not want to cause fatigue and tire out your web page visitor in this age where visitors are bombarded by information, by a lot of spam, a lot of marketing. You do not want to tire them out with lengthy words. So keep it short and simple, KISS. And what I want to say is there's a lot of blank space in between that feels quite unutilized. It feels like it can be improved. This portion could be further improved. So next, let's look at this volunteer with us. What I would like to say is, um, be specific with what roles do you need filled and how can volunteer actually make a difference. I think this is what they want to know. Does it mean that anybody with any or without any skill set can apply to be a volunteer? I mean, what do you actually need from us? I mean, maybe I would like to volunteer, but I do not know if I'm able to help. So let's look at the next box. Candidates give our candidates. Candidates, I suppose you can give some kind of example of your caliber of candidates, some examples of your professions, like add some credibility to it. I know that you have some doctors, you have some Air Force pilots, you have a SAF, ex-SAF officers. So these are some of the credibilities of the professions that you can list down, and even the experience. What are the experiences that your candidates have? Like maybe they have experience as managing director of a publicly listed company, or etc. Things like that. Be more specific, be more clear instead of being vague with your descriptions, which doesn't really help much. And instead of support us, make an obvious call to action button, perhaps a donation or make a sales. I mean, if you're selling things, you can have two different buttons. Make a sale, which will bring them to your sales page, or make a donation, which will bring them to a donation page. And be clear about the steps. How easy or how hard is it? And most importantly, be clear about it. So overall, I find that is too lengthily compressed. Like I mentioned earlier, the psychological barrier. It feels like wow, there's 10 sentences in one box. In actual fact, it's only like probably less than 50 words per box. So spread the words out. Put some effort into it. So next, latest news feels like there's a lot of unutilized space. I feel like why is there only one latest news here? What about the rest? Is Workers' Party a first day party? No, I don't think so. But other people they may not know. So you could probably make this box smaller and put like maybe a few of the past news as well, not just I mean, I'm sure that you have more than one news during for this specific GE 2020 lah. So put a few. Don't make it feel like there's so much unutilized space. Then secondly, I would like to say is your text color do not match your background color. Light color text on light bright color background, it feels like there's some friction and blindness to the visitors. It's making it harder to see the words. What I recommend is put the words, put a darker color in text. Black would be preferable. Then let's take a look down below. Okay, and we are done for the page. There is no, what I would like to say is there's no email newsletter, even though it's a highly effective way of updating people who may be interested in your news, your page for this. Or you can even say that, okay, sign up for this newsletter for GE 2020 specific, or you can even put boxes below, or find out more about all future worker parties news. And you can put a few options there lah, like are they interested in just GE 2020, or are they also interested in future worker parties updates, because it's a highly effective way of communicating with your visitors or people who are interested in you, your subscribers, at a very low or cheap or free cost even. And what I would like to say is I've scrolled through the rest of the page, and this first page doesn't give me a compelling reason why I should continue spending time to explore your site, knowing more about you, because in your first impression that you give me during this homepage, it doesn't give me a sense or a feel that I want to spend more time knowing you. By asking me to click on know more, by asking me to click on this campaign video that takes me out of this original page, you are asking your visitor to do something without giving them something in the first place. What I mean is value proposition. In all things, especially in websites and digital, what we want to do is we give them a reason, we give them a value proposition, we make it easy for them, we reduce the friction, and we sequence, or how would I say, we optimize the thought sequence such that it is easy to digest and it is comforting to stay on. But your homepage doesn't give me a reason why. It doesn't tell me about your policies, it doesn't tell me much about you, just basic generic stuff. It feels more like a sales page. To me, it feels more like a typical sales page, and I feel that you can do better, Workers' Party can do better. So because I also saw your video, but your first time visitor do not know the content of your videos, they do not know the key points, they do not know much about you. So ask yourself if you can interest them enough to take action, to watch your video, to read more. And these are the few suggestions that I would like to make, and I hope that through these few minor tweaks you can perhaps increase your viewership, you can increase your visitor retainership, you can do better. So anyway, good luck for this GE 2020, and this is my website review for today. Thank you everyone for listening, and if there's a business website that you would like me to do a review on, do feel free to comment and let me know. Or if there's any marketing concepts that you would like me to discuss about, so feel free to let me know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.